Alicia Cross here, and I'm going to show you a full body static stretch routine that is perfect for post-workout. So if you have a bench or any piece of furniture, that'll be helpful for the first couple of stretches. Let's start with a lunge. So turn to face whatever you're holding on to and step your right foot forward and lean into the lunge. So we're stretching the left hip flexor here. You want to keep a little bit of a pelvic tuck. Relax your shoulders down. And if it is available to you today, you can pull your back foot in. That'll get a little bit more quadricep. If that doesn't feel good, just leave that out. You'll still get a great stretch through the front of the hip and the thigh. And then keep your hands elevated and rock back, straightening your front leg. Let your toes point up toward the ceiling. Again, shoulders relaxing down away from the ears. Try to take the roundness out of your back. You'll get a little bit more stretch through that hamstring. And then bring that knee back to meet to the left, and let's switch sides. Step the left foot forward, hold on, lean in. So we're stretching the hip flexor, the front of the thigh on the right side now. And if it works for you today, you can pull your back foot in. Sometimes one side will work a little better than the other. If it doesn't feel good, just leave it out. You'll still get a great stretch through the front of the hip. And then rock back, straighten your front leg, toes pointed up toward the ceiling. Again, relax the shoulders down and back. Nice slow deep breaths while we're here, especially if this is your post-workout stretch routine. You want to bring that heart rate down, cool the body down. And then bring the left knee back to meet the right. And we'll just move this out of the way. So while we're here, let's get a chest stretch. So come into all fours, hands and knees, and step your left hand way out to the side, palm down. Look away from that hand. So you're stretching through the front of the chest and the shoulder. Just pressing that arm into the floor. You can experiment with a different hand position, especially if you just did biceps. Put the index finger into the floor and twist away from it. That might be a nice variation. Just notice where you feel that stretch. And then come back to all fours, and let's do that on the opposite side. So step your right hand way out to the right, press your palm into the floor, and twist to look away from that arm. So again, palm down, you might feel this a little bit more through your chest and shoulder. Or try putting your index finger down into the floor. Maybe that'll hit the bicep a little more, or get the shoulder at a different angle. You can see what feels best. And then release that. So when you're in all fours, hands and knees, let's lift up to downward facing dog. Tuck under the toes, press your heels toward the floor. They don't have to touch. So this could be a static stretch, reaching down through your heels. If you like the heel pedal, you can add that in. Just getting that nice calf stretch. Really great if you did any kind of cardio or jumping, or if you worked those calves in this workout. And then bring your knees down to the mat. Let the knees and feet touch each other, toes tucked under. We're gonna sit back until we feel a stretch in the tops of the feet. You might leave your hands down on the mat. You might be walking your hands to your thighs. If your heels like to fall to the outside, try to keep moving them in towards each other, even if that means you're keeping your hands down lower. And then let's stretch the tops of the feet. So come back forward onto all fours. So you can untuck the toes, sit back on the heels, stretching the tops of the feet and the front of the ankles. Another great stretch if you did some cardio, maybe if you were outside, walking, running, especially if you were going up hills. These muscles in the front of the shin and the ankle can get really tight. If you need more, lean back, peel your knees up. Let that stretch feel good on the ankles. And then release that, and let's find our way into a seat. And for our hip and glute stretch, let's do fire log. So cross your right leg on top, lining ankle over knee and knee over ankle. If this knee is up, give it a little padding, maybe a pillow or a yoga block under there. If this stretch is just more intensity than your hip wants, maybe you just put that foot on the floor out in front. So we're trying to get a stretch through the right hip and glute. Nice tall spine, and if you want more, if you want a deeper stretch, tip forward slightly. So get a little bit more stretch through that hip and glute. Nice slow, deep breaths, relaxing the mind and the body, so these muscles will start releasing. And then we're going to keep the legs just as they are, and let's side bend to the right. So if your foot is on the floor out in front, no problem, keep it right there. If the foot is on top, this might help you get a little bit better stretch. Anchoring down that bottom leg, reminding you to keep those hips even on the floor. Shoulders away from ears, soft elbows. You can find a comfortable place for the neck, wherever the eyes want to look. And then come on up. We're going to go into a spinal twist. So we'll point this right knee up to the ceiling, and the foot can be near the ankle or it can cross to the outside, wherever you can keep both hips on the floor and your foot flat on the floor. So give that leg a hug, relax your shoulders, get a little taller, look back over the right shoulder. You might feel this more through the hip, and we're getting that nice spinal rotation, stretching through the back. Just keep the breaths in and out through the nose while we're stretching here. Again, working on relaxation. And then come on around to the front and let's do butterfly while we're here. Soles of the feet together, knees drop apart, nice tall spine. So if your feet are like mine and they like to fall open like a book, you might actually get a deeper stretch if you hold them together. Really cinch the feet, press those knees toward the floor, lift up tall, shoulders down and back, stretching through the adductors, the inner thighs. Even if you didn't work inner thighs, this is a great stretch. A lot of us are tight here in this area. And then let's move on to the other side. So we'll put the right leg down first, left leg on top this time. If that knee needs a little support, slide a block or a pillow under there. If this is just way more intensity than your hip wants today or your knee wants, put the foot out on the floor in front. So for this fire log, we're aligning ankle over knee, knee over ankle. Get nice and tall. If you need more, a little hinge forward. Just relax the shoulders, feel broad across the collarbones, lengthen through the back of the neck. Nice easy breaths, relaxing the jaw, unfurrowing the brow. And then up nice and tall, we're going to take that lateral flexion, so side stretching to the left, getting that stretch through the obliques on the right side. Remember to keep the right hip anchored. If you have the foot on top of the knee, that might be just a little bit of weight to give you a bit more of a stretch. Find a comfortable place for your eye gaze, see where the neck is happy. And then come on up and let's go into a spinal twist. So this left knee is going to point up toward the ceiling, and you might have the foot in front of its own hip, or you might be crossing to the outside. If you choose to cross, just make sure both hips are flat on the floor and your foot is flat. Get a little taller, rotate, give that leg a hug, peeking back over your left shoulder just as much as it's comfortable. Again, those slow, deep breaths, bringing the heart rate down after your workout, unwinding, calming the nervous system as you stretch the body. And then come on back around to the front, and this time just find a comfortable seat. You might even like to raise your hips up on a block or a pillow, or you could do these sitting in a chair. Take the right arm across the chest. You can press on your forearm or your tricep, and then lean your head over to the left. So we're getting neck stretch as we stretch through the back of the shoulder. And then bring your head up to center. Let's take that same arm behind the back. Press the head into your arm so you'll get your tricep while you're here and your lat. As you help this arm down a little further, make sure you don't give up the alignment on your neck. Press your head back into your arm. Find that good posture again, and you'll feel even more of a stretch. And then release that arm, and let's bring the other arm, the left arm, across the chest. You can press on your forearm or your tricep. And as we stretch the back of the shoulder here, we can lean our head to the right side, also getting a little neck stretch. Just feel those shoulders melting down away from the ears, spine growing tall. Easy breath. And then bring your head up to center, and let's take this same arm behind the head. So our right arm is helping it along, but we want to make sure we don't give up our posture. So tall spine, tuck the chin slightly, press your head into your arm. That'll bring your spine back into alignment and it'll deepen the stretch. Breathing into the tricep and the lat on this left side. And then let that release and bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Really squeeze your palms tightly together. Roll those shoulders down and back. Dip your chin toward your sternum. Feel that stretch through the front of the chest, the sides and the back of the neck. Really reaching those knuckles back toward the floor behind you. And then bringing the head up to center. Release chest expansion. Let's give the wrists and the palms a stretch. Right palm up, pull down on the fingers. So getting a nice stretch to the hand. This can be great if you just did TRX or you were holding on to weights or bands for your workout. Those muscles in the hands can get tight. And then release that and thumbs up. Point back to your shoulder. Just pull gently down on your thumb. So feel the stretch in this pad of muscles under the thumb. That area tends to get tight. All right, shake that out, and then let's do the other side. So left palm up, pull down on your fingers. Feel that stretch through the hand, through the wrist. All those areas are connected, so get a good stretch there. All right, now for the thumb. So thumbs up. Point back to your shoulder and then pull down gently on that thumb. You want to feel the stretch in this pad of muscles right here. Okay, and then give that a shake. And now let's stretch the opposite side. So press the backs of your hands together. Try to make a fist and then pull your elbows down without losing your fist. This is a great stretch if you were doing maybe a lot of body weight exercises or planks or push-ups. So if you had that extension through your wrist, this flexion will feel maybe good. And then when you're done with this stretch, release that and shake out the hands, circle the wrists, open and close, whatever they feel like they need after those nice deep stretches. And then relax your palms on your lap and roll your shoulders to the front. Big slow circles for 3, 2, and 1, and then roll those shoulders up, back, and down. 3, dragging them down your back on each out breath. 2, and 1, and then keep them down and back. And there you have it. That's a full body static stretch routine that is perfect post-workout or anytime you feel like you need to have a good stretch, or maybe at night when you need to unwind before bed.